You are live on Facebook and YouTube.
There we go. I see me now. Very black with the table.
Well, you're also wearing black, which you don't usually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Very black with the table today. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait for people to come on.
So, what are you doing for New Year's, Chris?
I don't know. Normally, New Year's Day, I go to Coney Island and I put my feet in the water.
She becomes a polar bear.
Yeah, I used to put my whole body in, but now I'm worried I'd have a heart attack if I actually went in the water.
You just dabble. Yeah.
Yes, I dabble with my feet.
Yeah, the most I've ever managed is about halfway. I haven't gotten like full body in there.
I used to get my full body.
No, I know you did, but I'm not the polar
Now
bear
I'm worried it would actually give me a heart attack. Because when you go in, well, there's some years it's really cold. And there was one year I went and I kind of dove in and I came up and I was just like, no air was coming back in. And I was like, people can have a heart attack doing this.
Yep.
That's why you got to take the vodka shot first.
I guess. I don't know. And then some people do have heart attacks. Like there was one year somebody had a heart attack doing that. But they were up in the bathroom. They obviously had gone in the water, didn't feel good, and walked their way up the sand to the bathroom.
Well, your year in review thing reminded me that the beginning of this year, you got so fed up with me being so grumpy and so unhappy. You're like, all right, come on, grab some of your art supplies. You're coming to Coney Island with me. You made me go in the water. And then I come out, and my feet felt like there were like millions of jellyfish stinging them. And I come out, I'm like, thank God that's done. And then you go, did you make your wish? I was like, damn it.
Yep, got to go back in the water.
I had to go back in. It wasn't as bad the second time, though.
Yeah. Well, the worst part actually isn't being in the water.
Hi, Sam.
It's stepping on the cold sand. When you
for me it was the that time was in the water.
That wasn't even a bad year, Zane.
I know.
We didn't have snow.
But
when there's snow and ice on the sand, and then you go into the water.
Yeah.
That's a good year. That's a polar bear year. And then you have to go to the candy store to get the jelly apples or the
Well, it's nice. And then I remember there was a really beautiful sunset afterwards. Because you had me dry up, and then I drew badly for a little while, and then we took a walk, and then we went to Starbucks. And after I came out of the bathroom at Starbucks, and you were like, no, come, there's a great sunset going on outside.
There was a great sunset.
And I ran towards the beach to catch it because it was really actually quite beautiful.
Yeah. Well, Coney Island gets great sunsets in the winter.
Dennis Cowan says, Happy New Year. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
And Michael Kirby, we are starting a little early today, mainly because I just got over COVID. And I'm trying not to contaminate everybody, and I think everybody is just sort of.
I think everybody didn't want to hang out till 7:00.
Yeah.
And it is a beautiful day outside, and too nice to be inside. And most people are outside enjoying this fabulous weather and enjoying New York at Christmas. So I think everybody just wants to get out of here. So we're just going to hang for a little bit and see if we have people come on with us. Hopefully, maybe people will come on. Robert Tran has just come on. I also want to remind people we're also running on Neil's YouTube channel, which is neiladams.com, which is NEALADAMSDOTCOM. And we've had no snow this year.
I think we had a few flakes one day a couple of weeks ago, but it was
it's a little flurry.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call that a blurry.
Yeah, no, that's why I said we had a
think
few
we've
flakes.
become so desperate in New York because we haven't had snow in 2 years now.
We had a little sky dander. I
Yeah,
think that's about it.
I had
Yeah.
more ice in my freezer yesterday.
exactly. Because they said we didn't have any snow last year.
Yeah.
We've done like 600 and blah 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 amount of days. So anyway, so I'm just gonna hang. Hopefully this will work. If not, then I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll do a show and then everybody can watch the show after the fact, I guess.
There you go.
And we'll just act like we're talking to people through the show. Greg Harper's come on. Sam Green, what this time? It's too beautiful outside and I want to go home. And I don't want to hang till 7 o'clock tonight.
And Chris does not want me out with the crowds of tourists.
Well, that's true too. So, that was Splinter.
Oh no! What were you doing? You got a
I
splinter.
don't know. It's a metal splinter too. Oh well,
That takes some skill.
it does take skill, but I have mad skills.
And you do have mad skills. That is true.
All right, so do you guys want to do a show? Because we can do a show if you guys want to hang with us. You guys have to answer yes or no. Go home, Chris. First of all, I will even explain to you what Christmas has been like. We have had no Christmas in the Chris Adams household here because everyone in my family got sick. Zia got COVID, Jay got COVID. I have Max who's sick. Dennis got sick. Courtney's been good. Kelly's been dealing with all the sick. So everybody's had like cootie bugs, and I was like, no cootie bugs for me because I missed out on Thanksgiving because I had COVID for Thanksgiving. So like now there's no more holidays.
Yeah. Sorry we didn't get to do another Martha and Julia show before the end of the year, but the girls will come back.
Yeah,
We've not seen the last of them.
that is true. So apparently Ford is currently sitting in the parking lot of the Philadelphia Zoo waiting for tonight's light show.
Happy Tower says we had 4 COVID cases.
Well, there you go. Well, Sam, yes, I do have shots for it. And I was heading for my shot over Thanksgiving and then basically got it. And I shouldn't have gotten it because I had gotten it in August. And when I spoke to the girl when I got my flu shot yesterday, she said that I obviously got 2 different strains of the COVID, which is how I ended up getting it in August and then getting it as I was going for my shot at Thanksgiving.
Well, I am going to reiterate, the COVID shots don't keep you from getting it. It's
It
supposed
keeps
to
you
keep
from
you from getting
getting
it
it
as bad.
Right, that is true.
So it doesn't like,
Well, the flu shot is the same way. You can still get the flu
Right.
shot. So, anyway, I will say the flu shot is way worse than the COVID shot. So,
and I also did not do the Paxlovid thing this time around, and I'm much happier.
yeah, I didn't do it the last time around either. Okay, so I'm going to show some art, and then people can watch this later. I'm not doing any boxes tonight, and there's no auctions tonight, so I'm just going to roll.
Steve Ritchie wanted to see the Wolverine behind you. Steve, are you still interested in that Monsters record you claimed? I sent you an invoice for it, but haven't heard back from you. Just let us know if you still want that.
Okay, here's the Wolverine that is behind me. I really thought I missed it, but plastic is somewhere in here. No.
Yeah, he's leaning over.
He always leans over.
Well, he's particularly leaned over. He looks like he's had some tequila with his water.
No, he leans like that. It's just I lean him up against my filing cabinet. But I always have to lean him up against something because he's always tilted. You just haven't seen him in a while, that's all.
That is true.
Okay. So that is the Wolverine. It is 700. That's pencil and ink Neil. Then I just took it away and just put it back. So it's nice. It's the last, unless, I mean, even this one came out of the drawers from somewhere. This is an older piece because it's before we started doing this kind. This was what we originally did, where it had this brown paper. And if you look, the size of this drawing is actually bigger than the size there because Neil decided he wanted to reduce down the size. So this Wolverine is an older piece because it's still on the Neil Adams paper. And it's before we started doing this logo stuff because Neil changed the design of what we were doing. Midway. Again, I'm going to put Wolverine back, I guess. So Wolverine is 700. So for those people who may be watching this after we have gone home, you can always direct message us through Neil's Facebook or Neil's Instagram if there's something here that you are interested in purchasing. And we generally do watch our direct messages so that we'll pick it up and acknowledge that you're interested. A lot of people lately have been buying that way after the shows. So that's why I didn't feel too bad coming on early tonight and already getting the show going. And Joe Dunn is with us and Kelly Rusk is with us. So I have Harley Quinn up for $600. This is again an 8.5 by 11 size paper. It is pencil and ink Neil. Very nice drawings, $600 by Neil. And we're really starting to come down to the end of what we have left in these heads. There isn't much more that we have. And we're coming down to the end of the line of stuff. So if you're sitting on the fence about getting one of these headshots, from us at least, I would move sooner than later. So $600 for Harley Quinn, and that is signed by Neil. I do have a Havoc. It's equally as nice. Neil has always a nice Havoc because he's close to the character. So $600 for Havoc, obviously signed by Neil. Pen and ink Neil. Nice piece. This piece I love, probably because you don't think Neil and Ninja Turtles, but actually Neil did 3 Ninja Turtle covers. So we actually in the end did a lot of Ninja Turtles, which I actually think is funny. So the price on this is $800. Again, 8.5 by 11. It's a signed piece by Neil. $800 to buy. And you can always rewatch the show if you come in a little late. So, a really nice Silver Surfer by Neil for $600. Pen and ink. Hello, Happy Towers for $600.
Oh, because Happy Towers was on YouTube earlier.
Now he's flipped over to there.
Will US color fade from a headshot? It shouldn't. I mean, I have stuff that I colored back when I started coloring, and it's still just as beautiful and vibrant. I mean, I wouldn't put it in sunlight, but
I mean, basically the commercial work that you see that we've shown in color, that work is all anywhere between 20 and 30 years old. So it fades like everything else. If you have it in the sunlight and you're not protecting it, yes, it will fade like everything else, paint fades, watercolor fades, markers will fade. Even Neil, like I own one of Dad's Superman amusement park pieces, which he did with early markers, the barrel markers. That has not seen any sunlight, and it looks fabulous. So,
I mean, we are very conscious as to the type of paper we use as well, so
yeah,
that may have something to do with how our color stays. But
right. Yeah, windows are your enemy with any art. Even black and white art will have problems. I'm also going to show this one. This is a nice Hal Jordan Green Lantern by Neil. UV protected glass is the way to go for sure. So 600. I mean, I'm always careful to keep my art off of walls that get light. Kelly said, just moved it to a better location. There you go.
It's the words of the wise.
Right.
I'd be more concerned with watercolors. They tend to fade a lot quicker.
Yeah, but again, even that, like I have some old watercolor stuff of Neil's that if it's out of the light, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it in light, you're gonna have trouble. But like I said, that's with everything. Even, black and white comic art the black will, especially if you have somebody who doesn't mix his ink very well.
yeah, much as Dad used to say, shake the bottle, shake the bottle, shake the bottle.
If they use
He
those
was bad at
dreaded,
shaking his bottle.
if they use those dreaded Pentel markers.
I mean, we have commercial work that's Pentel, so like I said, it's old. So, I've heard all this my entire life.
I haven't seen any of Neil's pieces turn pink or purple with those markers, but I've seen it with a lot of other artists from the 80s.
Well, maybe they left their shit in white. So, but I mean, Miss Mystic was Pentel, and the Miss Mystic pages look fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we keep our stuff in drawers. It's not like I'm displaying it.
Right.
So it could be people who display, yes.
Yeah, my Clark Kent story looks like Dad just did it a week ago.
Yeah. Okay, next step is, because I'm going to be ending these and handing these back to the person who made these. So this is going to be it on the Monsters records from us. Now, these were the ones that we were the only people that had them. This is a remake of the Peter Pan records from the past. And Neil and the Krusty Bunkers did a lot of work for Peter Pan records. Actually, when I first started working here in 77, basically Peter Pan records is one of the major clients of Continuity. And we did a load of work for them. So basically, one of the remaining relatives of Peter Pan records and another person got together, decided to do a remake of Neil's horror one that he did, the Frankenstein Werewolf Dracula. This is a remake of that vinyl record that maybe some of you had. They decided to do ours in a red blood.
So if you put something white behind it, we'll see the red.
Yeah,
better.
so if everybody has seen these, we've shown this at the conventions and stuff like that. You'll notice that each one of these is a little different because they're running, it just looks black.
Yeah, pull the paper a little bit away from it. There you go.
Okay. So it's a red record. It has black that runs through it, so it kind of looks like it's blood. Some of these are pinker than others. Some are redder than others. It's a blood red. They are all different. People who saw them at New York Comic Con, because we had them there, picked and chose what they wanted in the Peter Pan record red color. It comes with a print, which the only place you get this print is through Continuity or here. So you get the red album, you get this print, and you get a comic book size Frankenstein Werewolf Dracula comic book, which there are only 100 of these printed. And this is the only time Neil has had a comic book size of this story done. We did it as a book, and we did it as, what else did we do it as? A book. It ran in Echo, but in 8-page sequences, and then also Neil added more pages to this. Then we printed it in a Vanguard book called Monsters. And even in the Peter Pan record, I believe it was a 10 to 12 page story. So it's 100 comic books, 100 red
Vinyl records.
vinyl records, and 100 prints, and it comes in a clear plastic sleeve. And you can buy this for $50 if you're interested. And whatever I don't sell, my sense is I'm going to be giving back. These are $50 to buy. And like I said, the only place you get the cool red blood record is through Continuity. And also the only place you get the comic book. And the comic book comes signed by Zia, because Zia did the coloring on the cover of that comic. Almost forgot that part, see? So it's a cool going backwards in time for any of you that had the original Peter Pan record stuff. Here it is again. Brought back from the crypt. Okay, I was going to do some prints, and then I was going to go into some artwork. Okay, Victor would like to know, what form of payment are you accepting? Usually what we do is we do a show like this today, and then what we do is we bill it usually on Monday, because we're usually getting out of here late. Ooh, pretty sunset out our window. Basically, we won't be billing this till Tuesday, because we're officially closed on Monday, like everybody else in the world. We accept PayPal. What we do is we'll ask you, if you're interested in purchasing, you would write, like Victor just did, in the comment bar. We will acknowledge it. We will then ask you to direct message us your personal information, which would be your name, where I'm shipping, and an email for us to be able to send you an invoice, basically. We do accept credit cards, but that we have to run through the NeilAdamsStore.com. So we can do major credit cards. We prefer PayPal as the form of payment. So hopefully that works for everybody. All right, I'm going to do a couple of prints and then go into some art. I also pulled some CGCs for those people who are interested in CGCs. This is my first print. Push it up here. It is 13 by 19. Obviously, Batman on a gargoyle. And I don't know.
Maybe if you turn your plastic sideways. No, your plastic. That way he's not like leaning back so far. Sorry.
Okay.
Don't mean to screw you up.
Okay. Okay, so we have Batman in a lightning storm, obviously. It is not raining. And he's up on a gargoyle.
As Batman is wont to be.
Yes. The size of this is 13 by 19. It is a print. It comes signed by Neil. This is, this again is the end of our stock of prints that are signed by Neil. And this is 100 to buy. So 100 Batman on a gargoyle with lightning. Comes signed by Neil. Okay, put up the Black Canary. This was a, kind of limited. I don't even think we had this at most conventions because it is so cheesecakey. So I don't think there's a lot of this print around. Again, this is a 13 by 19 print of Black Canary on a motorcycle. It comes signed by Neil. It is $100 to buy. Nice piece by Neil. Next one up, another favorite of Chris's, the Dark Knight 3 cover by Neil and Corey Adams. It's a blah, 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 blah. Pencil and ink Neil. Color on this is Corey Adams. It is the Dark Knight 3. Is it because I'm not in that? And that was his I feel like I'm hitting the lights.
I think it's only because it's tilting back at the top, but I don't think you can avoid that much.
Maybe my thing's listening to me. It's got a less of a tilt. This is signed by Neil. Yep, Benjamin, it is an early start because most people are off and we're sitting here and it's a nice day, a nice evening. Everybody wants to see the Christmas stuff in town and get out of here and not do a show at 7.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So Middle Earth Nerd, if you'd like to purchase any of these items, just type in the comment bar, I claim, Batman and Lightning print, and we'll acknowledge your claim, and then send us a direct message through Instagram after that with your name, mailing address, and email address, and then I will invoice you on Tuesday morning. But for right now, just type it in the comment bar like you did with your comment, and just say claim and which item you want. And back to you, Chris.
Okay. We'll be back in our normal time slots definitely next week. So again, this is 13 by 19 Dark Knight 3. It is a print signed by Neil. It is $100 to claim. I have the Amazing Spider-Man. Now, this is actually a print that was made by the Montreal Comic Con. I don't know what year. 2011. This is a smaller print.
It's 11/17.
Yep, 11/17 of the Amazing Spider-Man cover that Neil did for a comic that was also out at the time of this Montreal Comic Con. So they had Neil do a variant cover where they wanted Spider-Man playing hockey, and then they did a print of it. So this we sell for $100 as well. It is signed by Neil at the bottom.
So Middle Earth Nerd number 1 is going to claim that Batman on the Gargoyle print.
Okay,
Yay! Thank you, Middle Earth.
thank you.
So Middle Earth, like I said, just send us a direct message through Instagram with your real name, mailing address, and email address, and I will invoice you on Tuesday, and thank you for your purchase.
Thank you. Okay, so Middle Earth Nerd.
With number 1 after it.
Number 1. All right, we got your print. It's a nice print. Okay, and it was Spider-Man.
No button today?
Your button's up there.
Aw.
I'm not going to do the metal. I'm going to do Maggie. Okay, this is, what size is this print thing?
That is 13 by 19.
Okay, 13 by 19. Now this is Maggie. Maggie is done by Zia Adams. She was painted by Zia. It is based off of a panel from Ben Casey by Neil Adams. This is $200 to buy. It is signed by Zia. And because it is from the Ben Casey panel that Neil Adams originally drew, it has Neil Adams' old Ben Casey signature. You have to change your 200. Oh, wait, that is 200. Duh.
I fixed it.
You're right. And this is Maggie, Maggie was one of the key people in Ben Casey.
Actually, this painting is the only one that keeps the name Maggie. The other
Yeah.
ones are not actually character names in Ben Casey.
So Maggie is $200 to buy. She's 13 by 19. We have a Green Lantern Hal Jordan for $200, which again is 13 by 19. Now these are Giclées. These are not prints. So these are done on really good paper.
Acid-free watercolor paper.
Right. It's a gorgeous Hal Jordan painting. This one is by Neil Adams. Now this does not come signed because we made these after Neil had passed away. So these come with Neil's hologram signature that we put on the back of the piece. So this again, 13 by 19, $200 to buy, Hal Jordan, painted by Neil.
And the amazing thing about these paintings, besides they look amazing, is that when Dad did the black line for these paintings, he actually used ink with a
He painted
brush,
with ink,
brush and ink.
not black paint.
These are literally like inked paintings.
Well, he liked what he liked working with.
Well, I have to say, when it comes to quote unquote inking, it is better to use ink than it is to use acrylic paint.
Is that because it goes down smoother?
Yeah, well, it's wetter, but it's also very, the pigment is very dense, so it goes on a nice solid black.
Right. Okay, next one up is a 13 by 19. Again, this is a Giclée. This is a really nice Conan piece. This is actually a piece that Neil originally did for selling on our show. We sold this in color. We've sold this in pencil and ink. We did a couple of these. So we decided to do a Giclée of it. Again, it is not signed by Neil, but we'll have the hologram signature that we'll put on the back that comes from continuity or the Adams family. One in the same. $200 to buy. Gorgeous paintwork by Neil on this. Well, I will say this, Benjamin. Obviously, Chris Adams does not do Korean bangs. Because my bangs are always screwed up. I'm just putting some other prints to the side so we can get down to artwork. Okay. The next piece is going to be up for sale. This is not up for sale yet, but I'm going to show it. This is an ancient piece here. If we want to talk about Neil's pens, here's a piece. This is an ancient piece. This is based on the Cindy Crawford commercial.
It was for Pepsi.
Right. And this was, they were originally
Aeon
going to
Flux.
use, right, Cindy Crawford. This is Aeon Flux. This is a comp piece that we did back at that time period. And this is Neil. Now, this is not for sale, but it is a cool piece. This is one of our commercial pieces. Obviously, Neil was going to have somebody else do the Pepsi can for him at continuity. And what I'm going to do is try and find this in color. If we have it in color anymore. Our color is what probably got handed in, and we got to do just a black and white of this. Possibly we can do a print of it. So we'll see. I want to see what I can find on it. It's a piece that I completely forgot about. It's a piece that Jason pulled out, and he didn't even realize what this actually was. But this in advertising was a big piece of work. Kelly Ruska's a Pepsi fanatic, apparently. So it's a cool piece. We're going to try and straighten it out. It kind of got crushed a little bit in the drawers. And like I said, I'm going to see if I can find the color of it and possibly put something together to do something with this. I don't know. We'll have to see. I was surprised we have it. A very old piece. And the black line looks good to me, and that is Penton.
Yeah.
And that piece is easily 30 to 40 years old. Okay. This is a piece we didn't scan, Zay. So this is a 8.5 by 11 Harley Quinn for $1,500.
Sorry, what was the number on this one? 14?
1,500. This is pencil and ink, Neil. Color on the figure work is Tim Shin. The background is Jason Adams.
What's the price on this?
It's $1,500. Gorgeous piece. But I always say that. I feel like a broken record. Okay.
Well, you are showing Dad's art too.
It's hard not to say that. This is 8.5 by 11. This is a pen and ink by Neil. Obviously, Harley Quinn. And the interesting thing is this actually is based on the Harley Quinn that he did for the Harley Quinn Little Black Book series, where they asked Neil if he would be willing to do a piece that's very similar to his Superman versus Muhammad Ali. So they kind of took her story and made it like the Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
An homage.
An homage. Right.
And this one is?
This one is 1900 in pen and ink. It is signed by Neil.
Good choice. As usual.
So nice Harley Quinn piece.
I let the pieces dictate the songs.
1900 to buy. Okay. This is a Hulk that's on 11 by 14. It is 3,000 to buy. It is a signed piece by Neil.
Ooh, look at that pencil work. Feet and toes that actually look like feet and toes.
True.
I thought Jade was walking by there and remembered Pete was there.
Yeah. It is. Pete is dying from the COVID flu shot.
And Jade is at home dying from COVID.
It's It's a healthy lot up here in Cincinnati. 1114 Polk. It's because we're all on mass public transportation.
Otherwise known as the Petri dishes.
Oh, no kidding. And you would think that people would learn from like the first bout of COVID and everything to like cover when they cough and sneeze, but no.
No. Okay, so this is Ra's al Ghul. He is 1800 to buy. He is 8.5 by 11, pen and ink. Okay, missing his tags. Hold on one sec. Sorry, Z.
That's okay.
Okay, so
Right,
pen
it
and ink.
says-
It is a signed piece by Neil. It's a nice Ra's al Ghul. This can be colored by Zia if you'd like to have any piece in black and white or pen and ink. Can be colored by Zia for additional fees on that black and white fee. Nice. Raws. This may be the last one of our Raws pieces.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Pen and ink, Neil Adams. Signed piece by Neil. Okay, next piece is, now this is a piece that Neil didn't finish. Ooh.
What's
The
that?
size of this is weird.
It's huge.
Thank you. All right, the paper size is 17 by 14 and a half. 14 and a half by 17. Obviously, it is the Batmobile, very stylized Batmobile, and Batman and Robin are sitting in it. We can fill in the blacks where Neil has put the X's. We have not touched this. This was a piece that was in Neil's portfolio. The price on this is $6,000. And next week we will actually do a pan and scan of this, so you'll really get to see it. And by next week I'll decide whether we're going to black in where Neil has X'd where he wanted blacks. This will get well, actually this is signed by Neil.
Yep.
Even I think Neil was kind of, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know.
I
if
think he was going to leave it as
patching.
pencil and then he just decided to ink it. Maybe. I
I
don't know.
don't know. I don't really know. Can't answer what he was thinking. But this is $6,000 to buy. It's a gorgeous piece. Like I said, we'll do a pan and scan of it next week. This is, we haven't had Zia around. She came in to do the show with us. Really nice. I'd buy this piece. All right. Next one up is, this is the Joker prelim by Neil that we sell for $1,500. This is a lone piece and a tracing pad, so I'm leaving it the way I found it. Neil was doing a mess of Joker pieces. This is one of his prelim pencils for one of them. $1,500 is the price on this. Here we get a certificate of authenticity that we go with it, saying this was drawn by Neil. Okay, next up is I have an interesting 9.9 CGC of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 100, which is signed by Neil Adams and Kevin Eastman. It is a 9.9 mint for $1,500. So nice 9.9 star yellow label. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle number 100. Again, it has signatures of Neil and Kevin Eastman. The price on this is
$1,500.
$1,500.
Luckily enough, I didn't have to change the tag.
And that is a Neil Adams cover on that comic. So if you're into CGCs, a cool CGC. Not too many people are going to have Kevin Eastman and Neil Adams signed on a Ninja Turtle comic by Neil. Or at least the cover is by Neil. And it's a 9.9. Scarcity. Okay, next up is I have a 9.8. Now this is a sketch cover where the cover is an original piece of art by Neil. This is Flash 750. And it's a 9.8 yellow label. The price on this is $3,500. Again, 9.8, Flash number 750, came out in 2020. It is a sketch cover, meaning that that is an original drawing by Neil on the cover. It's already been CGC'd, yellow labeled for $3,500. This baby can be yours.
Sorry, Mike Rock. No, we just started way early.
We have a partial sick crew.
Well, technically, I'm not sick anymore.
Uh-huh. You just keep snotting over there. $3,500 for the Flash. Need to do one more, and then we'll go back to some artwork. I need to do this weird one. Unless
Do the weird one.
Price. Okay, this is a 7.5. This is Amazing Adventures number 18. This obviously is yellow label CGC signature series with Neil's little head up there. This is Ramita Senior, but it has Neil interiors, and we're selling this for $500. So it's yellow label, 7.5 with a little Neil Adams head.
I like the little Neil Adams head.
I do too. And
This is
Should
the
be
first-
because he drew it and I colored it, but
This is the first appearance of Killraven, and Neil drew the beginning of this story, and Howard Chaykin finished the end of the comic.
right, so Neil's interiors are on the inside. It is signed by Neil, even though we were looking at a John Romita Sr. cover. This is $500 to buy.
yes, but it doesn't have it with the little Neil Adams head on it, though.
Nope, it doesn't have it signed by Neil. So.
Yeah. Mike Rock, I was thinking the same exact thing.
Okay, this is $500 to buy. This little gem here. I'd buy it just for the little Neil Adams head. One of these days I'm gonna have to break down and buy something that has one of the little Neil Adams head. So I have one. Okay, I'm gonna go back to some art. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is 11 by 14. This is Bane. I think this may be the only time Neil has drawn Bane. This is pencil, ink, and color. Neil Adams, 2,800.
2,800.
2,800 to purchase this. Again, it's 11 by 14. It is completely 100% all Neil down to the color.
Look at that hairy beast.
$2,800. Neil Adams.
And I just have the urge to wax him.
I think that's because we've gone wax heavy.
Well, no, it's
Wax heavy
actually
in America. I think if Bane were created today, he would not be hairy. Probably be a clean-chested guy.
I'm still thinking of Steve Carell when he got waxed.
see. That's what I was thinking. I mean, that would be so
Kelly
satisfying.
Clarkson.
Though. Then you see like all the blood kind of sort of coming up to the surface.
That would be awful.
Damn.
That.
Well,
Okay.
thanks, Ted. It's a new camera.
Next up is 11 by 17. This is an original page from Batman Odyssey from the second book. This is 15,000 to buy. This is pen and ink Neil.
Let's fix that tag real quick.
Jump here. So this is a published page. This is pen and ink Neil, obviously. It is from Batman Odyssey. I believe this is the fight on the train because I'm kind of looking at it from behind. It's got those Neil Adams Batman teeth. With the Neil Adams Batman snarl. Great page. 15,000 is the price for this. And I will say 15,000 is not a bad price for this because it has a lot of Batmans on it. And the bottom panel is great where he's sweating and the sweat drips are falling off,
It's just dripping.
just dripping. Okay, next piece is this is a large piece by Neil. This is a 13 by 19 Joker piece with Harley Quinn. This is a piece that Neil did pre-COVID. We just never got around to coloring it because it was such a huge piece. Is there a price tag on this?
Yeah, it's on the front.
No.
It's 6,000.
Okay, so the price on this is $6,000. It is pencil and ink Neil. Color on this is Zia.
Look at that explosion.
And how do we know it was pre-COVID? Because the flower on the Joker is not a coronavirus carnation,
That's right.
which we started on this show. It's a nice sign piece by Neil. 13 by 19 again is the size.
And a very pretty explosion.
It's a gorgeous explosion. We just have to get those movies going. Next Suicide Squad movie is supposed to be shot, right?
Is it?
I think so.
Jade wants the weasel to come back.
And Chris wants Polka Dot Man.
It did.
Yeah, Jade likes Puff It Out Man too, but she loves the weasel.
Okay, the Batman Moon that we thought was bought, and this you do have CLR BM Moon. This is 8.5 by 11. It actually did not get bought only because the person saw another piece and kind of went, "Oh, I want that piece." So this is back with us. It is $2,200 to purchase. This is Batman flying in front of the moon. Pen and ink is Neil. Color on this is Jason Adams. It is a sign piece right above those little buildings at the bottom. You'll see Neil's signature there. This is one of our pan and scan pieces, so you get to see it nice and up close if you're on Neil's Facebook or you're on Neil's YouTube, which again is neiladams.com, NEALADAMSDOTCOM. And Ryan Torrance is with us. So Ryan, I know he's the one that was asking about the toys, right? So on the toy question you have, I only have one box left, which I think we're keeping for continuity. So nope, I do not have any more HeroClix. So that was one night, I just pulled it off the shelf because we had 3 on the shelf and 2 of them went. So, I mean, that's the fun in the mystery boxes is you never know what I'm going to grab. And like I said, I have 1 box left, which actually Neil's signature on the front of it is not great because it looked like his Sharpie kind of smeared or something. It's just a very thick signature. It's either the first one he did or he had a weird Sharpie. So that is the one that I held on to. So. Okay, Batman and the Moon, $2,200 to buy. All right, we're going to do the BM Two-Face color. Okay, so this is Two-Face, which is pen and ink Neil. Color on this is Zia. It is a large piece. It is 11 by 14, which I think is a little bigger. No, I guess it is 11 by 14. It is $2,000 to buy. If you're into Two-Face, I can't think of a nicer Two-Face to buy.
It's those pretty eyes that get me.
I just wish that they had done what Neil wanted to do on the cover, which was the original art of this piece that is the cover. Neil has a perfectly gorgeous looking face, both sides. And what he wanted was a kind of a gatefold cover that then you would fold it over and you get the ugly side of his face. So the original comes as a black and white with a gorgeous face, both sides, and then another sheet of paper, which is the ugly side of his face. And then Neil decided to do this as a piece to sell on the show, which is what this is. So this is $2,000 to buy. Again, it is pen and ink Neil. Color on this is Zia. I do not think this is signed.
It is signed.
It is.
Oh, it is signed. Okay, so
It's
it
just
is
camouflage and
yes.
the laser
Right.
lights on the side.
It is a signed piece of art by Neil. And the colors on this really stand out well. Two-Face. Two-Face with a sticky sticker. Okay, next one up is going to be one we did not scan. All right, this is an original published piece from Fantastic Four. It is page 16. This is Pencils Neil, Mark Farmer inks, and it is, I'm trying to get this right. It is 15,000 to buy. This is from Neil's Fantastic Four Antithesis comic series that he did with Mark Waid and Mark Farmer. Again, Mark Farmer is the inker on this. Neil penciled it.
And Laura Martin did a killer job coloring this.
That is true. So again, it is the published piece of art, and its size is 11 by 17, comic book original art size. And like the clean inking that Mark Farmer does on nice piece. Every piece is a nice piece. This one. Whoa. Oh, shit. I don't know about this. All right. This is Batman Yelling. It is 8.5 by 11. This is penciling ink. You should have this.
Yep.
This is 5,000 to buy. It is a signed piece by Neil. This is done in pencil with minimal ink, and the gray that you see is Neil using the shading of his pencil to do the shading as if he's inking with a pencil. So 5,000 to buy. 8.5 by 11. It is a signed piece by Neil. He's not really long. Somebody has to buy this because this is driving me crazy.
It's a great piece.
It is a great piece. There's got to be a home for El Diablo somewhere out there in the universe.
For those of discerning taste.
8.5 by 11. Like I said, this is probably the only El Diablo out there. It's not like Batman. This is 1,500 to purchase. It is pencil and ink by Neil. Color on this is Zia. It is a signed piece by Neil. We will also color this.
You mean sign it?
Sign it. Duh, she's already
Colored it.
It's my flu shot talking. El Diablo. I'm gonna buy it. So 1,500 for El Diablo. It is a gorgeous piece. He loved it. He was really happy when he did this piece. El Diablo. Who came first, Zorro or El Diablo?
I would say Zorro.
Okay, this is Batman Stand Pencil. Okay, 8.5 by 11. This is one of Neil's pencil prelims for a piece of Batman art, obviously. This is 1,000 to buy. The size is 8.5 by 11. We will give a certificate of authenticity that goes along with this as the pencil prelim to a Batman. A pretty bulked up.
He's going to pump you up.
So has anybody started watching Reacher yet? The new Reacher?
No, but I'm wearing this because I was watching the what was it called, Monarch? It's on Apple TV, but it's like Godzilla kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's called Monarch. I can't remember what the rest of the title is, but it's really cool, and it's got Kurt Russell, and his son plays his younger version of himself. And
Oh, I heard about that.
yeah, no, it's really good.
Around. Anyway, Reacher. The guy, the actor who plays in Reacher, has bulked up to the point
Oh,
where
bet.
he could be Superman or he could be the Hulk. I was just shocked. He's up in the
Well,
Henry
he's been
Henry
up there.
bulking. No, he is
He's even bigger.
bigger to
Oh.
the point of like, no, I would not mess with that man ever.
So is he like, 300 range, or is he like?
He weighs 240.
No, I mean like the movie 300.
Oh, he's bigger than that.
Bigger than that, huh?
When I say he could play Hulk with no like add-ons, I mean he is huge,
Like Arnold, like at his best.
bulkier in some ways than Arnold. He's very
Interesting.
kind of square-headed and very bulked.
I'll have to
It's
see.
different. And to me, I think he'd play him. I like him as Superman. And I know everybody's gonna be like, you're out of your mind, Chris. And that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to give away the storyline.
Okay.
But definitely, it's great. Pete and I watched it over Christmas because nobody came over for Christmas.
Well, we were all busy dying, but sure.
And Pete and I were like, okay, we're just gonna watch 2. And we just like
Binge watch the whole thing.
binge watched it. And now we're like, we have to wait till next week or whatever.
Oh, I know. I'm bent that I have to wait till next week for the next episode of Monarch.
There you go.
What streaming is it on?
Reacher's on what, Pete?
Prime Video, I think.
It's on what?
Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Batman pencil battering. Why is everyone always sick in New York City? Because we ride public transportation.
Yeah.
Because people get on and they don't cover their mouths when they cough and sneeze,
Right.
and they
And
bring
you're
their
dealing with millions of
And then
people.
they bring their sickly children on the train. That
Wait a minute, we
all over
started
the place.
Zia. Zia is the ugly New Yorker. Just so everybody knows.
No, I've been turned into the ugly New Yorker. It is not my fault.
You haven't experienced something until you see Zia in a crowd.
Yeah, I purposely have to keep Zia to the outside of the sidewalk so that when she gets really cranky, I just steer her off into the streets.
I will
If-
knock you on your ass.
I can't have Zia be on the inside because then she gets into too much trouble.
I think it's the roller derby jeans that come out.
It must be. My mother was the
Side-checking
same way.
people.
My mom had a hard time with crowds. Zia today, I had to go to the bank uptown, the A-Cream Bank.
Oh,
And basically, I was just trying to get up past Bryant Park. We actually even crossed the street,
Oh yeah.
and across the street
Oh
was
yeah.
bad
It's
today.
bad over there.
So that's why we're all sick in New York City, because
there's too many freaking people.
there's too many freaking people.
Stay
Do
home.
you know what was nice?
Well,
The beginning of
it's-
COVID, when we would still have to come to continue, we were the only people traveling.
Yes,
But
that was
there
bad
was, like-
for you.
It was like when in
It wasn't good going home, I'll tell you that much. Walking through the apocalypse.
oh no, I love the apocalypse.
When,
the
when
apocalypse
people were
was
making tents on the
beautiful.
back of Macy's, I was like, what sci-fi movie am I in?
Well, when COVID hit, I will say you got home super fast. I had the entire path trained myself.
Yeah, there was like
It was
nobody. It was
And
beautiful.
if you took a car, if you took an Uber home, you literally could do it in 15 minutes, door to door. And I had to learn how to go through the Lincoln Tunnel without having other cars around me because it kind of flipped me out. They're like, I'm in the Lincoln Tunnel and
There's
no one else
nobody,
is
right.
in here with me. So that took a little while to get used to.
It was just the wackadoodles I had to deal with on,
Yeah.
on the trains and the stations.
Yeah, Happy Tower says it felt like I Am Legend. Yes,
Yes,
it was
it did.
beautiful.
Totally. I have in pictures. There's not even a car parked on 39th Street.
Yep.
Just garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, back to what we're doing. So this is Batman with Batarang. This again is a prelim pencil for one of the pieces we actually sold on this show. It is $900 to buy. It will get a certificate of authenticity that will go along with it, stating that this is obviously drawn by Neil. This is $900 to buy. It's a nice piece. Snarfle, snarfle.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, COVID left me open for a sinus infection, so I haven't dealt with that yet.
You know what's crazy about COVID was when all the animals came out of captivity. It was crazy.
That is true too.
They had dolphins in Venice, monkeys in Italy.
I just remember the sky being really blue. Like
Yeah,
the sky,
the sky was clearing.
the
Yeah,
sky
but
was
they
clear.
did a whole documentary on like how the environment changed with everybody being
Yeah.
at home and how much better the world would be without us.
They should lock us up. That's the truth. Okay, we are looking at Batman Forever Reflection Rough.
Yep.
Now, this was before we realized they were heavily stylizing the look of the Batman Forever style guide. This is one of Neil's first layouts for, I would say it's more than a layout, but it was one of his first design layouts. Pen and ink is Neil. This is $2,000 to buy. It's about 11 by 14. And there's obviously Batman fighting.
He's not fighting
Himself.
anybody, it's just a reflection of himself.
Right. Neil loves doing reflection pieces. I can
Well,
think
who does it better?
of probably 2 more pieces that he's done, reflective pools.
But this would have made a great cover.
Yeah. Gorgeous piece. I'm surprised that Dan didn't use this for a cover. You must have forgotten that you did it.
I know.
Otherwise,
Unfortunately.
it would have been a cover. Would have come out. Chris, where's that one I did? And then it would go to Pete. Pete, set this up. Okay, and that is actually that piece we just showed actually has a Neil Adams signature on it. So it is a signed piece. Okay, next one up is the JLDCU. So
Price on this
Justice
one?
League,
Price on this one?
8,000. This is a huge piece. It is 11 to 17. Is it 11 to 17?
It looks closer to 13 by 19.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, where's the original page for it? Yeah, 13 by 19. Close enough to that. Which is the reason why it's got an $8,000 price tag on it. So this is finished pencil render work by Neil of the Justice League based on the actors who play in the Justice League movies. Movies. This is another piece that we kind of all forgot about up here at Continuity that had just been pulled from the drawers. So 8,000 to buy. Nice piece for somebody though. Okay, next one up is Warlord. This is actually a piece I posted on Neil's site so people would be able to see it well. This is again is a prelim for Warlord by Neil. The price on this is $1,200. And again, it's a pretty cool layout of the mill. Pretty well drawn. Dancing. Okay, that's Warlord. 1,200 claim. Okay. Next, I'm going to do Superman. This is a profile piece for $1,500. This is 8.5 by 11. Pen and ink Neil Adams on Superman for $1,500.
Did I scan and pan them? Or
This
no?
is Soup's best profile.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I think he's flown the coop.
That's okay.
Luckily enough, my camera is looking pretty nice.
What's the price on this one?
1,500. This also can be colored for additional money. Get a nice color signature on it. You just saw. Nice piece. Okay, next is a CGC signature series. Now the cool thing about this one is it has a Thor emblem on it. It is a sketch cover by Neil of Thor. Again, it's 9.6. The price on this is $5,000. So it's a yellow label CGC, 9.6. It has a little Thor emblem up here, which makes it cool. Ooh. It is an original drawing by Neil of Thor in pen and ink. This is $5,000 to purchase. And Neil is rough on his paper when he draws, which is the reason why he gets 9.6s. I also think they kind of make it rough. Sometimes they think CGC is a little tough on Dad's original art covers.
Well, I will say that little thing that Jason made a big difference. That thing that Jason made
Oh,
that
the
you could
dad
put the
drew it.
cover
Right.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, 9.6 Thor, original drawing by Neil, pen and ink, with the cool little Thor yellow emblem up there, which I hear is you can't get anymore.
Oh,
You know? All right. Next up is a 9.4. This is $4,000. Another sketch cover by Neil, Detective Comics 1027. It is a yellow label CGC, and it is $4,000. So again, it is an original piece of art drawn on a cover that has been CGC'd. And it is a yellow label.
that's a thing of beauty. Sorry for the snuffles.
Okay. Last CGC for the night is going to be this crazy. It's a Conan one. It is a 5.5. Signed and sketched by Neil Adams on 3/11/22, but the comic book is actually from 74. So it is the original printing of the Conan the Barbarian comic when I show it to you. It is signed by Neil, and what Neil did was he turned the green material into a
monster.
a green beast. It also has the cute little Neil Adams head. And this is $1,200 to buy. So the thing with the teeth is actually a remark. It's got the little Neil Adams head.
Right, so originally this was just sort of like 10 girls going out and grabbing at him.
Right,
Dad gave it the eye and the teeth
correct.
as a rework.
And that is the original printing of the original comic, not the facsimile. Life is getting so complicated.
I know.
It is the first printing of the Conan Barbarian. So the price on this is $1,200 to buy. Ah, it's our official Conan music. Okay. You know what? Keep your Conan going. Okay, so we're going to do Conan layouts.
Okay.
Since he's got Conan music.
On that note,
Okay, these are layouts by Neil. This is $500 to buy.
these are great.
Yep, it's a good price too. Conan fighting somebody big.
For those of you that love the process of how Neil broke down a piece. So much raw energy in these prelims.
Yep. And it's $500 to buy.
Can't beat that. And it's signed by Neil.
That is true.
As someone from New York would say, it's a bargain.
What's interesting is Neil is also deciding, is he not going to show the front of Conan or is he going to show the front of Conan? because that's what's going on here. He either gets the bigness of Conan from behind,
Look at those lats.
but then do you know it's Conan, which obviously you do because of the helmet, or do I have to show Conan, which is what the bottom panel is about. So that's him working that kind of stuff out. All right, Lead's gonna go to the side. All right, I'm gonna come down to the end of my pile. This is Batman in Rain pencil ink. So this is a large piece. This is a 13 by 19.
11/17
11.
cover size.
See what happens when you go to a show and you take time off. 11/17. Thank you, Z.
You're welcome.
Batman pen and ink Neil. Signed by Neil. This is 14.
It's 11 by 17.
Yeah, but what's the price on it?
Oh, 14,000.
14,000, right? Gorgeous piece of art. I think we'll have a pan and scan this.
You should. He's just not easy to find. It was very dramatic with the use of pencil and ink to do the lighting.
Yep.
Oh, the tonal work is incredible on this. And no camera scan's going to do it justice.
Yeah, this is a piece that when you see it
In person,
in person,
It will
it's
blow you away.
definitely-
this is one of those pieces when Neil brought it in, he just had that smile on his face like he just kicked some serious butt putting this together.
Okay. And then my last piece for the night is going to be the Batman Forever prelim for 800. So this is another prelim Neil's art for the Batman Forever, which this didn't get used. But again, I believe this was before we realized how stylized and art directed that style guide was going to be. So that is Robin behind Batman. Batman with his cape coming down. I love the pose on Batman on this one. I love that it's almost like he's stomach out
Yeah.
because
Well,
he's
he's
arched.
Yeah.
So, but you never really see that. Other artists don't do that.
No, they would draw them straight up and down.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very gymnast move.
Right. Which Dad loved his gymnastics.
Not doing it, but seeing it.
No, but actually, where Dad never really went to many things that we did as kids.
Yeah.
He did go to Kelly's gymnastics competition. So
Reference.
I just think he liked gymnastics. I think it's very, it's strength and body. There's no screwing around in gymnastics. It's that's pure body, and gymnastics is a mix of. You can't get bulky because if you get bulky, you lose your stretchability. So it's a marriage of your stretching and your bulking. It has to marry to make a gymnast.
I was tempted to run away with the circus, the Big Apple Circus, when I was 16. We saw them in Southampton.
So, okay, so this is going to be my last piece for the night. If anybody would like to see anything again, I will gladly pull it out. I know everybody's kind of busy with the holidays. As I could see, there are tons of families in town. And I know everyone will be back next week, and everybody will be back in their usual places.
One hopes.
I don't know. I think everybody had a good holiday. So Benjamin is saying goodnight to us. So does anybody want to see anything? Because otherwise thanks for 2023. Looking forward to the new phase in 2024. Happy and healthy New Year to all. And I was
Thank
going to
you,
say,
everyone.
similar to you guys, I want to say thank you for supporting us through 2023. It'll be an interesting 2024.
Well, I think for me this year has been really cool because I've been doing stuff that I've never done before, and my little voodoo dolls have taken off. And without you guys' love and support, I would not be able to do that stuff. And that
Sure.
includes the love and support of those here in the office and you guys watching and supporting us.
Yep.
And you let us be crazy and do Martha Stewart and Julia Child, so can't hate that.
Well, we not only did Martha Stewart and Julia Childs, we also did horror and basement.
We did, yep, that was fun.
We did
I got to tell
Chef
Chris.
and Lobster
We
routine.
did.
So we did many things this year.
We
See?
did.
Just
we let
the
our
beginning.
crazy out.
Just in the beginning. So my sense is 2024 may be full of more
We may be waving our freak flag a little more.
crazy disguises.
Full of frivolity.
Yes, exactly.
I will say Chris and I have upped our costumes for Martha and Julia.
That's true.
So they
I
will
haven't-
make
I
a
haven't
return.
even gotten to wear my true Martha costume yet.
I know. We've upped our game with Martha and Julia.
Yes. So we're gonna say goodnight. Everybody be safe over the New Year's. Everybody get home to wherever you guys come from, because I know everybody's flying around, driving around, and doing stuff. We will be back in our usual time slots next week. If you do see this video and there is something that you would like to purchase, you can always reach out to us through the direct messaging on Neil's Facebook or Neil's Instagram, which is the Neil Adams on Instagram, and it is Neil Adams Comic Artist on Facebook. And you can always direct message us. We will generally answer you within that day. So don't be afraid to write to us. People do look at their phones an awful lot when they're home and not at work. I find that we look at them more that time than we do when we're at work. So we're going to say goodnight. Happy New Year's to everybody. Maybe Z and Chris will come on and say Happy New Year's at New Year's.
We could do that. That might be arranged.
And we'll see. Good luck, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye bye.